What's going on, my pretty pandas? It's your Huggable Hipster here, and welcome back to today's Tea Talk. Yes, the Tea Talk is on a Monday. Like I said, I couldn't post it on Friday because things were just cutting it too close. So today will be a Tea Talk. On Friday, I believe there is going to be another Tea Talk because I don't like putting everything all in the same week, but that's just my OCD brain. So we're going to reverse things a little bit, and we're going to spend more time talking about the series that came out, The Mind of Jake Paul, and I'm really looking forward to what you guys think, because I am at the point where nothing surprises me anymore on YouTube. Like, really, there isn't a lot anymore that catches me and makes me hooked and is just like, oh, this is going to be great. This is, oh my god, what's going to happen? Nothing really does that for me anymore, except for this. Shane Dawson can hook your attention in like a fish just waiting to be captured, and I'm that fish. I'm that willing prey, basically. Getting to see this series was basically like the highlight of my few weeks, like the highlight of my October. I think he started in September, but it was the highlight of my October. And as a lot of you guys know, I do have a BA in psychology, so getting to see this with my background and them actually having a therapist there made me feel at home, and I was just like, oh my god, they actually have a licensed therapist there to understand everyone's mind a lot more. It was really complex. It was really well done. I'm just gonna give you guys an overview of what I thought, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty a little bit. I'm going to give you my overview right now of what I thought, and then we're going to start getting into it. Overall, I thought it was a great series. I thought it went really in depth into who Jake is, who Erica is, who all the people in his life are in association to Jake. For me, watching this series was like watching a very good documentary that you would find on HBO. Like, whenever I was watching it, it was like, it kept me very anticipatory. It made me on the edge of everything. Like with a lot of documentary series that you see on YouTube, no offense, but they're really poorly done. They're not well scripted, they're not well edited, they're not well put together, and this was a very cohesive unity. It was very well done. The camera work was very good. The editing was just, Shane's editing is always just on fleek. Now, to go a little bit underneath that into like the subdermal layer, we have Jake, that he really honestly he took 2 months, and I was so shocked that he took 2 months to do this before even releasing this. Like, he was taking so much time, so much energy, so much enthusiasm, and he was just bunching it all up and saying, you know what, F it, let's get into this, let's do it, let's bring this to life, and I really respect that. Now, the therapist. Oh, it made me happy that they brought a licensed therapist into the mix. For me, getting to hear her talk about, how you would diagnose someone who has a sociopathic tendencies, or who actually is really a sociopath. Not too many people know the definitions, and that's why you hear it thrown around really willy-nilly like that. Having sociopathic tendencies is not the same as actually being a sociopath. If you have sociopathic tendencies, you can still have empathy, you can still have emotion, you can still have kindness. It just means that your brain is a little differently rewired than the norm. But if you are a full-on sociopath, you do not have feelings, you do not have empathy, you do not have a careful regard towards another person's life. It just isn't there. Honestly, when I was watching her, it felt like I was back in college. Just hearing lectures and everything. I love it so much. Whenever they kind of disguised her as being a producer and going into the entire house, the Team 10 house, they're so young to have that much money. They're so young. Like, they don't have a concept of working extraordinarily hard for that income. That's why whenever I saw whenever Shane asked Jake's ex-girlfriend, how old are you? And I believe she said she was 19. Correct me if I'm wrong. 19 years old. That just baffled me, and I saw the look on his face, and he looked shocked that even she was living in this ginormous house with, millions of dollars and all that kind of thing. And a 19-year-old is still a child. I'm sorry if that offends people, but in my eyes, I've seen a lot of 19-year-olds who are more responsible than the average 40-year-old, but it differs depending on the person, is what I'm trying to say. So, who knows? She might be the most responsible person in the world, but I don't feel like a 19-year-old should have that much money in their pocket. I know I'm going to get some haters who will say that, oh, she can have as much money as she wants. And then I think, about BTS, they have like millions and billions of dollars at their disposal, and they're in their very early 20s, almost going into mid 20s. And, I think they worked absolutely their asses off to be able to live the lifestyle that they do. A lot of the kids who come into Team 10, that stuff is given to them. You got to understand that. They go into a contract, they give their life away, and it's just given with the expectation that you will work no matter what. Holidays, weekends, really doesn't matter. They have your ass. And throughout the entire series, Shane shows that in detail. He shows the ugly side, he shows the really sweet sides, he shows the bitter sides, the drama sides. There's so much drama in here, I wanted to vomit. Like, that's why I'm not a famous YouTuber at all. Like, I don't rely on drama to get views. I don't rely on a lot of that stuff. I mean, if I did, I would probably have like 10 million subscribers or something, because I'm female, I'm a gamer, I have boobs, and I know how to use my words. So it would be very easy for me to be able to live that kind of lifestyle, but I choose not to, because there are morals that one has to keep in order to maintain a certain level of sanity. And I feel like since these kids basically are seeing so much money put in front of them, they think, oh, I'll do anything for this. Like, let me have this lifestyle. Let me have this stuff. Let me get the cars. Let me get the Lambo. Let me get the coffee machine. I mean, they want all of it. Can't ever forget about the coffee machine. If I ever get millions of dollars, first thing I'm buying a coffee machine. The entire series was dependent on Jake, and it turned into so much more. It turned into something about his brother, about his family, about his exes, about his girlfriend, about his psychological status, his homeostasis, if you will, of whether or not he is capable of actually continuing on as a working, living, breathing, independent human being without breaking down. And he has so many outside influences coming in and telling him, you need to do this, you need to be this way, you need to act a certain way, you need to distribute yourself a way like this, you need to do this, you can't go out in the public at this time. If I had that much level of stress, I would probably be the same way. Because if you think about it, you're in front of a camera 24/7. Whether you like it or not, you're in front of a camera. And it's sad to a certain extent to see him, in a full working unit, working with his dad. His mom has a vlogging channel. His dad has a YouTube channel. His brother has a YouTube channel. He has a YouTube channel. Everybody has a YouTube channel. It's like the Oprah Winfrey of YouTube. It gets so constipated in a way, not to be gross, but the entire just method is just so incredibly, it's just so much consternation with everything. And, like Shane said, there has to be a time and a place where your dad can just be your dad, your mom can be your mom, your brother, and since everybody's working together, it's like they don't want to be around one another. But since the camera's on them, they have to put on a smile and a mask for the camera, and it's sad that it got to that point, and that's why I'm kind of defending Jake in a way, because did he want that? Did he want that level of success? We don't know. Like, did he really want to have millions upon millions of dollars, about, millions of subscribers, all this kind of stuff, or did he want to have enough success to be able to help people? Never know. I don't think that question was asked. I'm probably going to be rewatching the entire series. But the thing is that the questions that Shane did ask, they dug deep, and they made Jake think about things that he really never had to deal with before. The fact that he started off like how I did on YouTube, this little kid who just wanted to entertain and make people happy and, help people the way, that YouTube really helped him. It was his outlet. It was his kind of security blanket to an extent. And for me, I found so much kinship in that, because when I was seeing him, you could see the emotion in his face. And whenever people say, oh, he didn't have, enough this, enough that, like he wasn't being honest enough, how honest do you think you would be if you were in that situation, put in front of a camera and asked to basically tell your entire life story just on the spot? How honest do you think you would be? You know, there are some things that I feel like he did keep secret still. There are some things that I feel like he will always keep to himself because he's a human being and he should be respected enough to have the same privacy that you would want for your life. And the fact that he went through such great lengths to protect his brother really shows that, you know, yeah, Logan did a really crappy thing. And not just crappy, it was disgusting. It was inhumane. It was much like a sociopath. It was very uncaring and unconsiderate of his surroundings, of other people, of anything really. And he took that and he compartmentalized it, put it to the side, didn't deal with it until now. And that sucks because he is not dealing with the emotions that he had at the time. So he pushes it away deep under the surface, buries it deep, and then he thinks, okay, it's going to be fine. I don't have to deal with this. And that, I feel like that's a lot of YouTubers, and I feel like that's a lot of people who do that, and it's sad that he had to do that because his brother messed up so badly, and all I can say is that it's sad. You know, I feel for the dude. You know, I've had to do the same thing, and you don't realize it until you're experiencing it. So for all the people who like to say, he wasn't showing emotion, he wasn't showing this, he wasn't showing that, I'd like to see you go in his shoes and be put on the spot and asked several questions about your life, the method of why you do things, why you promote yourself the way you do, why you do this, why you do that. It all adds up after a while. And you see the person behind the YouTube channel and you see what they go through on a day-to-day basis, how screwed over they are. I know a thing or two about being screwed over, to where you have major trust issues and major you just don't really understand people, and you have really a lot of negative views about people in general. So that's what I think about that. I honestly think the series was wonderful. Showed a lot of things that were very in-depth, very personal, very, you know, the trust that Jake put in Shane was good, and he delivered on everything that he promised. You know, Shane delivered on an amazing series, and we got to know a YouTuber a little bit more. Not the entire thing, but just a little bit more, and to get an understanding and why he does things the way he does. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you guys subscribed to Jake Paul? I actually just recently subscribed to him after I saw the entire thing with Shane. I want to see what he has next in store for his channel. I'm really eager to see him grow and develop and just do things for himself, you know, just get involved in doing things that he loves and going back to his roots and loving what he did as a kid for YouTube, you know, bring that kind of kid energy back and love and lust for life. But yes, on to our next topic. We are going to be talking about some gaming news, and boy, do I have some gaming news for you guys. Now, this episode might be a little bit longer than usual Tea Talk, so bear with me because it happens, okay? Life happens when you party naked. So we got some Overwatch news, some Overwatch League news to be exact, and I'm really excited about this. So last week, Overwatch League announced their changes to the league schedules for the 2019 season. With the introduction of 8 new teams next year, adjustments to the schedule were inevitable. 40 games per team were given a staggering 400 OWL matches in the regular season alone. This may sound like a fantastic plan to viewers, especially during the off-season when many of us are starving for more high-level matches to watch, but realistically, it's unattainable at best. Thankfully, almost every single change that was made has the end result of just more Overwatch, which is always good. And they're also reducing the more intense schedules, which may lead to stress, illness for players, and that happened in 2018, so that's always a plus. I can't wait. I'm really excited for the season to start. I'm also getting more into competitive play myself. Resident Evil 2 will be coming out with 2 new costumes that depict a noir kind of vibe to it, which I am living for. There'll be 2 noir costumes that will be for both Claire and Leon whenever you go into the game. Now, I was doing some research here, honey, and there are so many costumes that will be available. I think it's whenever you buy the deluxe edition but I could be wrong. You have 2 costumes for Leon, which is the Arcalay Sheriff and the Noir. You have the 2 Claire costumes, which is the Military and the Noir, and you also have a 3rd one, which is the Eliza Walker, which is, I think it's just her red and jean shorts, if I remember correctly. Then you have the deluxe weapon, which is the Samurai Edge, the Albert model, and the original version's soundtrack swap. I just double checked, all of these costumes and the soundtrack swap are available in the deluxe edition amongst pre-order. So be sure you pre-order that. I know it's kind of expensive. I think it's like $69 and the regular version is $59, which I'm just going to wait until it comes out in January because I want to be able to get a physical copy. I don't want to get an electronic copy. I want my physical. A little piece of news that I thought you guys might be interested in. We just reached 52 followers on Twitch. I'm going to be doing a live stream tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm hopefully going to be keeping up that schedule every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm really excited about that. Yeah, that was the Tea Talk for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you all like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit the bell down below because I make videos every weekday. Stay casually nerdy, you guys, and I will talk to you all in tomorrow's video. Peace. Going down. I'm drinking coffee. I gotta go warm up my butt. This is really cold here, you know. It's cold in New York. You know what I like to do whenever I have coffee? I like to put on my highlight from the peach palette because it's really snazzy. It gives me a vivacious glow. I almost put highlight on my glasses. That's not healthy for the soul. Oh, honey, look at that highlight. Yes, my entire life is lit to the gods. What am I talking about? It smells like peaches. Color combo. Yes. Beauty guru. I don't even think I would do well as a beauty guru. I would just be making jokes at myself about, you know, stuff. I don't know.